So number one, do you care about freedom or not? And number two, do you care about truth or not? This is a major question.
Okay. That's a good point now, because this is exactly where this whole thing is stemming from. The reason why I asked you this question to begin with is because I had a friend of mine that I had a conversation with. This was a long time ago. And he had the stance of just simply not being interested in finding out whether or not God exists, as in, he doesn't care to know. What do you say to someone that just doesn't care? To make them care, to make them realize that it is not, I want to choose my words carefully, it's not okay to go through life completely ignoring this entire topic.
So, since the second reason is that do you care about truth, then a foundational question is, why should you care about truth?
Yes.
Okay. So there are many truths in life that, okay, they're truths. You'd rather know them, but if you know them or you do not know them is not a very big issue. Okay.
It's not a life or death situation.
It's okay. Things will just continue happening, and if you know what is the truthful thing behind it or not, okay, you might be interested to know what's the truth about who killed JF Kennedy, but maybe if you don't know, it's not gonna, alter your life. But there are some truths that are critically important for your purpose or for a specific context. So let's say somebody graduates from high school and goes to college. And he does not appreciate the importance of being a good student, of studying well. He does not see the relation between grabbing high scores in college and having a good life after college, or even in high school. He does not make the connection between studying well and having a good life later. And then his parents would like to tell him that the truth is so and so. Okay?
The truth is that after you finish school,
the truth is so and so. Yeah? So is this an important truth? Obviously, it is an important truth. Now, they can have a conversation like this. They would tell him, if you do not study well, you will not do well. He can then dispute this truth. He can say, but I know of some people who have done very well, who are very well off, and they didn't even get an education. They dropped out of college, for example. All right? And then there can be another argument from the other side. Okay, it's they got a good life because they dropped out of college because they had that very smart idea and they made this great high-tech or tech company that then boomed. But there is still an element of hard work. So then you go layer by layer to understand what is the real truth. Maybe in this case, the real truth is hard work causes good life. Hard work can be kind of hard work of studying, can be a different kind of hard work, but maybe this is the core truth. And then it is put forward that if your way for a good life is to get a job and you want a really highly paying job, then you need to get a college education, you need to get high scores, and then you will get the job. Okay? So it's the sub-truth out of it. Maybe if you're not going to do well in college, you should find another way, right?
There's one problem.
Mm-hmm.
When we talk about the metaphor that you just made, which is, for example, the college student or the high school student, whatever it is that we're talking about that will happen as a consequence to his or her actions in the future is something that is tangible, that people have seen happen over and over. It's documented. It's something that we can actually dispute, and we can bring forth examples and say, look at, for example, Bill Gates. I'm not even sure if he finished college or not. I think he dropped out. Bill Gates hasn't finished college and he did this and that. Steve Jobs did this and that. But when we talk about the afterlife, when we talk about God, when we talk about hell and heaven, nobody's been there and came back. So it's completely intangible. And so the discussion or the debate becomes far more complicated.
Actually, it doesn't. In my opinion, I think it gets much less complicated.
Okay.
Why? Because here I am sitting with my child, and I'm telling him, you need to study hard, and then he gives me the Bill Gates thing. And Bill Gates, for example, in this case, happens to be the richest guy in the world at that time, where I'm having this discussion.
Well, he's the second richest now. It's not too far off.
Well, when I was having the discussion, maybe. All right. So, when you're looking at a real life thing, you have phenomena in front of you, and there will be different interpretations. So what is objective reality can be sometimes even more controversial than when you are talking about something where we do not experience directly. Okay, so it goes like this. I will go to somebody who pretends to not care. I don't think that this person who genuinely does not care exists. I don't think this person exists at all.
Okay, that's a good point now.
Yeah.
Okay.
But let's say that there are some people who are very good in pretending, not pretending when they're talking to you. They're pretending to themselves. Okay? And humans have this ability. It is even mentioned in scripture that if you think you're tricking God, you're essentially tricking yourself. God is untrickable, and he doesn't care. You cannot hurt him, you cannot benefit him. You're hiding from the truth. It means you're hiding.
You're deceiving yourself.
You're deceiving yourself. Okay? You have a disease. The doctor is just about to tell you, and you tell him, no. If I'm gone, I don't know. I don't want to know about it. Okay? Definitely you want to know about it. It's unfathomable that you do not want to know. You want to know about it, but you're too afraid that it will be a big, slap on the face, that you'd better rather not know, especially if you think that if you know, you cannot help to change it.
There's nothing you can do about it.
There's nothing you can do about it. But guess what? For the truth that is the most important truth, number one, you can do something about it. Number two, it is never too late. Number three, the reward is too big and the risk is too big. So why on earth do you want not to know about it? It is because you are category one in this case. You want to worship yourself. As many rules that I can get away with, that I will set to myself, that I can get away with versus the law and versus the society and versus my family and versus nature, I want to not have any obstacle between me and that kind of thing that I want to do and justify to myself, to the extent I don't want to hear what the doctor has to say. You know that smoking is killing you, but you do not really want to read every day in the newspaper about dangers of smoking. You just take the next page, right or not? And then you just keep smoking, you keep drinking, you keep having relations, etc. And you pretend that smoking is not going. But what happens when you now catch the bad disease is a completely different story. So back to the thing is, here is the argument. So this one truth is a truth where I didn't die before and you didn't die before and your friend didn't die before. So the question is, is death going to be a long sleep and nothing? Complete blackness, complete darkness, and that's it? Or there is something? If there is something, then there is God.